area, heading towards Moses Taylor Hospital, if I'm not mistaken.
Right down the road is Mercy Hospital. In fact, you just passed the Mercy parking lot, and there is the Mercy Hospital facility right there, and its brand new parking garage. And again, that is one of the busiest parts of the city. And right down the road is Scranton Technical High School. Bob, what about roadblocks? Any information on police in Scranton assisting with roadblocks?
Yep. He just ran one roadblock, and now he's going south again towards Wyoming Avenue.
Okay, Bob, for the benefit of people who perhaps have just joined us, maybe as we watch these live pictures from Skycam 16, you can inform these people again of what exactly is happening and why these police cars are pursuing this vehicle.
Okay, Frank, to the best of our understanding, the gentleman who was driving... Yeah, you're going to lose our picture here just for a second. We're turning the helicopter around.
We'll listen to you. You just keep talking.
Okay. Basically, another state police car is trying to cut him off. And, boy, this guy is really traveling.
Again, the background, Bob, is that this fella, as far as we know, early indications, a prisoner or was incarcerated at the Farview State Hospital in Waymart, and then transferred to the Scranton State Hospital and somehow got this truck. Is that correct?
That's basically correct, Frank, as we understand it right now. All that information as yet, is my understanding, is unconfirmed, but that's our understanding right now. The truck, as you can see from the live pictures from Skycam 16, he is heading out of the Scranton area, heading towards Dunmore right now.
Bob, am I right in assuming that is still Jefferson Avenue?
Frank, could you repeat that again, please?
I think it's very important for the people who are watching us, and we need to stress that these are live pictures, and we're trying to keep you informed of this route so that you can keep everybody in the house and stay off this route as this truck continues to disregard traffic lights. If you can tell us where he is and kind of keep us updated on the route that this man is taking.
Okay. Frank, he just passed moments ago the Lackawanna County Jail, and quite frankly, I'm not sure exactly what street he's on right now. As soon as he's approaching an
It appears, based on my knowledge, that's Greenridge Street.
What is it? Greenridge?
That is Greenridge Street, one of the busiest streets in the city of Scranton. Again, that is one of the main drags, runs right from North Scranton all the way up to Dunmore. It appears that he has made the left-hand turn off North Washington, as far as I can see, and has now made that turn there. Looks like that is 10th Avenue, and is heading up towards Marywood College. Is that right, Jack Ruland and Bob Reynolds?
Yeah, that's correct. Now, one thing, this gentleman that is driving this truck is apparently, he might be an escaped mental patient, but he is certainly smart. Every time he sees a roadblock or anything, he hightails it the other way. So state police are having a very difficult time in catching him. But I think another thing we also have to keep in consideration, state police are also very aware that they're in a highly populated area here. If they had him possibly out on the interstate, turning 3 o'clock, turning left. Obviously, if they have this gentleman out in the open somewhere, they could probably there'd be different ways to approach this. But right now, they're in a very highly populated area of Scranton.
You know, the thing that has me a little bit concerned, Bob, knowing that part of the area, you've got Marywood College there, and that can be busy at times with pedestrians. You've also got this Scranton State School for the Deaf. And as you said, he is now heading into the middle of the Greenridge section of Scranton, down in the area of Electric Street. I can't recognize that part, but again, it looks like he's got at least a half dozen state police cars in pursuit. What can you tell us about the chase that's going on, Bob?
Okay, Frank. Again, it's kind of hard for me to exactly keep the street straight here. You are from Scranton, so you probably have a better idea of what street he's on right now. I'm trying to listen to you. We're trying to listen to the various other things up here in the helicopter. Now, you just made a turn. You almost tipped the truck over. I don't know if you were able to see that or not. We're jockeying for position here.
I think it's fair to say at this point that he is still in the Greenridge section of Scranton, heading up towards North Scranton. Bob, before we leave you, if you would just recap again briefly for the benefit of people who have just joined us what is happening right now, and then we're going to be joining the ABC network.
Okay, Frank, very quickly, we are dealing with an escaped patient from Farview State Hospital in that truck, in that tan truck you see. There's a Scranton police car trying to pull him over, and at this particular intersection you're seeing, which he just avoided another roadblock. Basically, as we understand it, this gentleman was being transferred from the Farview State Hospital to the Scranton State Hospital at the time. Across the street from the Scranton State Hospital, I am led to believe there is a Angelica healthcare services. They deal in medical care supplies. They had a truck parked at their dock. This gentleman somehow broke loose with security, jumped in the truck, and took off. And right now, you can see from these live pictures from Skycam 16, there are approximately at least 10 state police cars and Scranton police and other local police departments trying to get this escaped mental patient to pull that truck over before he hurts himself or someone else. And that's the latest that we have here, Frank. Okay, Bob Reynolds, Newswatch 16, with a live report from Skycam.
All right, we're going to stay with you, fellas. We want to continue getting these live pictures. Our cameraman, Tom Hovey, is in the helicopter right now in Skycam 16. We think that it's important that we show you these live pictures. For those of you that are joining this Newswatch 16 special report late, you are looking at live pictures from Skycam 16 right now, following this truck that you see. From what we understand, early reports, this was a patient at the Farview State Hospital for the Criminally Insane in Waymart, who for some reason was at the Scranton State General Hospital being treated. He somehow got into this truck that you see right now and is now leading as many as 10 Pennsylvania State Police cars on this chase through the city of Scranton. Once again, he took that truck all the way up Route 81, then got off at the Music exit, came back up Bernie Avenue and down Music.
He missed it.
Oh, my heavens, there was a tractor-trailer roadblock. Bob, what can you tell us?
Apparently, a truck tried to block off the intersection in coordination with the police. The escaped mental patient came very, very close to whacking that truck. From Skycam, we were able to see the trucker jumped out. He just, Tom, if you can get a shot of the, they just had a garbage truck try to pull him over, actually tried to block the road. He hit the roadblock. Unfortunately, most of the police escort has been blocked by the disabled vehicle, which has been hit by the escaped mental patient. There is only right now one state police car, marked state police car, after this guy right now, Frank.
Bob, that looks like some sort of a delivery truck or something. It looks like now the gate on the back of it is open. Anything falling out of that thing?
Not that we can see from here, Frank. That gate was, although it does look like it's falling open, that was open at the time. It looks like we're going to have an accident here very shortly.
Now, apparently the Pennsylvania State Police are coordinating something on the ground because, as you've mentioned, we've had a couple of tractor-trailers who have attempted to block the path here. And of course, Skycam 16 has the best view of this from the air. Once again, maybe Jack Ruland can help you. It's hard to get a bearing on where we are in the city. It appeared that he was heading Wyoming Avenue. Okay, we're back on Wyoming Avenue from what we understand. Approximately where is he now, Bob, if you can?
Frank, it looks like he's headed out towards Troop, coming out of Dunmore.
Okay, all right. It appeared to me, based on what I was watching, that he was coming down towards the main avenue exit of Interstate 81, somewhere in and around there, but certainly you can see, those of you at home, as you're watching these live pictures from Skycam 16, that this is a residential section. Newswatch 16's Bob Reynolds is in the helicopter. Pilot Jack Ruland, of course, also trying to fill us in on exactly the route of this truck, and our photographer Tom Hovey giving you these live pictures. Again, this is, now we just understand now that this is Boulevard Avenue, and you heard our pilot Jack say that it appears that he is heading towards Troop. Now we are in the Mid-Valley section of Lackawanna County.
If we can break in here, you might be able to see the pictures. Photographer Tom Hovey, he's going to hit a car. There he goes. The back of the truck just hit looks like a black Cadillac. He just lost the back of the truck there, Frank. Jack, you have a better grasp as to where we are here. Can you tell us more or less where the location is here now?
We just came down out of Troop, and we're headed into the patch area of Scranton, down by Comanches Avenue, back in the back way there, just crossing the Lackawanna River there.
Okay, I have a feeling for where you are, Bob, or Jack. You're still in the Mid-Valley section of Lackawanna County, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and we're approximately at the area of the Lackawanna River, which is still in and around Dixon City, heading towards Troop, from what I can understand. And as you can see,
we're just on Parker Street here.
Okay, Parker Street. All right, we're just on the border there of Dixon City and Scranton. He apparently came down from the Greenridge section near Marywood College and then started heading on Boulevard towards the Mid-Valley. So that's approximately where we have the route right now, as you see it from Skycam 16. This is a densely populated area of the Mid-Valley and the city of Scranton, as you can see, and there are also some schools there. Now, by the grace of God, it's not time for them to be out yet, but as you can see, there are many people on the road. Now, again, we're going to recap. We're sure that many of you are joining us as these live reports continue here on Newswatch 16. We understand that about 9:30 this morning, there was a patient from the Farview State Hospital for the Criminally Insane in Waymart who is being treated at the Scranton State Hospital in Scranton. Now, that is on Mulberry Street. Somehow got away from anybody who may have been with him, got into this truck, took it through the city of Scranton, first heading towards Luzerne County, actually went down Route 315 from what we understand, then got back on 81, somehow got back in the city of Scranton, and is leading state police on this chase. Now has taken him from Central City, Scranton, towards the Mid-Valley. There you see the route. These are, again, live pictures from Skycam 16, keeping track of this truck. Again, what we understand, this may be some sort of a delivery truck or a truck that's used by a company that services hospitals with linen supplies. Those are state police cars that are pursuing him right now. You are seeing some of those cars, 4 or 5 right behind.
We're in North Scranton now.
North Scranton. Apparently we have made a complete U-turn here and we're heading back. Again, if you're watching these live pictures, you see that when the police coordinate a roadblock, this man, as Bob Reynolds has narrated, seems to be able to get around it, and as on one occasion, and Bob, you can correct me as you're listening to this, on at least one occasion has hit one car that was involved in the roadblock.
At least one car that I saw, possibly two. The back end of the truck, for some reason, came off and literally tore into the back. Now, we're coming in, again, into a densely residential area here. He's going to make a swing here. You can see, and there are a bunch of pedestrians standing around. I hope nobody gets hurt down there. And state police are still in pursuit. This is a very densely populated area of the city of Scranton. As you can also maybe see from the shots being given to you by photographer Tom Hovey, the back of the truck, there appears to be something still hanging from the back of the truck that may come off, Frank.
Yeah, it appeared some sort of a gate or something that some part of the truck, a piece of equipment that swung open during that one roadblock episode, and now it seems to be swinging freely. Is that right, Bob?
Yeah, that's right, Frank. For some reason, that just came off before, and we're not quite sure why. But if nothing else, this gentleman certainly does know how to maneuver that vehicle.
Well, I want to make sure that not only do we continue to recap what has happened, but you and Jack Ruland, if you can coordinate and tell us now, what is the exact location of the route, because we want people to stay off this highway if they can.
Okay, that's my understanding, and Jack, you correct me if I'm wrong. We're on North Main Avenue now, following North Main Avenue.
Yes.
Police are trying to stop him again. Police just fired one shot. A police officer just fired one shot into it's apparently a Scranton police officer fired one shot towards the truck, but that apparently didn't stop him. He's still going.
All right, that is Oak Street right there. That church that you see on the left as the truck is passing right now is the Lithuanian National Catholic Church, so he is heading right up Oak Street in the area of North Scranton. That is St. Stanislaus Church that he has just passed right there. He is now heading up towards Kaiser Avenue, towards the Kaiser Oak area, and that is the route of the truck right now. He is in the section North Scranton, heading up towards what is called the High Works. Now, as you see the live pictures from Skycam 16, you're seeing this truck with about a half dozen state police cars pursuing him, heading up towards Kaiser Avenue. And gentlemen in the helicopter, perhaps you can just confirm that. Is that where we are?
Yeah, we're coming up on now on the Kaiser Oak Shopping Center, Frank. And again, we're coming up on an intersection where there are some cars parked, so it's going to be interesting to see if he maneuvers around them or not. You're going to be able to see very, very shortly now what happens here. He's getting in the left-hand lane. He's cutting across now.
That's the beer distributor on the corner there of Kaiser Avenue and Oak Street. That is the Price Chopper Phase Complex. That is what it used to be, the old Stop and Go for some of you that may recognize these landmarks.
You can see state police on an unmarked car have fired several more shots. It's a dark-colored car. The car is now pulling up along the side. There is a state police car trying, apparently, according to photographer Tom Hovey, trying to shoot the tires out. But so far, nothing. This man is still trucking along.
All right, these pictures right now, as you're seeing them, this is approximately, that last picture that you saw, and we're going to get that picture back for you in just a second, that was approximately the intersection of Kaiser Avenue in North Scranton and the Morgan Highway. So apparently, for those of you that are trying to keep track of this route, and again, if you are watching us, don't go out, don't stand on the street to watch this, just stay away. You heard Newswatch 16's Bob Reynolds say that there are police cars that are trying to shoot the tires out. So stay in your house and just be listening to Newswatch 16 special reports. There are live pictures again. And let me try and get a bearing. That looks like Kaiser Avenue and Ferdinand Street. Is that right, Jack and Bob, if you can?
Yes, that is right, Frank. We are heading southbound now on Kaiser Avenue.
Okay, as you can see now, these have been live pictures for the past 18 or 20 minutes from Skycam 16, and occasionally they fade out. We're going back to them in just a minute. But again, this fellow appears to be heading now towards the Taylor area on Kaiser Avenue, heading down towards the area of the radio station that's on Kaiser Avenue. If I can just give you some bearings, there is a demolition plant down there. There is some other companies down there. This appears to be the Animastat plant that he is heading past on Kaiser Avenue, down around the area of the North-South Road, if I get my bearings. Is that right, Bob and Jack?
Yeah, that's correct, Frank. We are heading southbound now. I am looking ahead right now, southbound on Kaiser Avenue, and I don't see any police cars. So at this point in time, I don't know how police are going to stop him right now. They have tried several times to shoot the tires out of this truck, and we just want to recap for people. We might have an accident here. Oh boy, he just missed it. He just missed hitting apparently some type of construction truck. Just want to recap for people what we have here. We have an escaped mental patient from Farview State Hospital who apparently commandeered a truck earlier this morning from a medical supply place. No one was hurt when that happened. However, the back of the truck has literally come apart for some reason, has hit several cars. This gentleman has run several roadblocks. Several shots have been fired as police apparently try to shoot the tires out. We are southbound on Kaiser Avenue right now. We want to make folks aware of that. Apparently coming into the Taylor area right now, so people should be aware of this and stay inside. This man has hit several cars before, has run several roadblocks, and certainly he can probably be considered dangerous.
Bob, from what I understand, and again, you and Jack can confirm this, but he's coming up on the Jackson Street intersection, which is a real busy one. That is Kaiser Avenue and Jackson Street, and there you see live pictures as this guy just passes these cars coming up on a very busy intersection. It's only got one light, and there's a lot of traffic there because that's where the Kaiser Valley Community Center is, as far as I understand. And he's just about that intersection right now. Is that right, gentlemen?
Yeah, that's right, Frank. He's coming through the intersection, and for some reason the intersection is relatively clear. He went through the intersection, and he is heading southbound again on Kaiser Avenue, coming into the Taylor Old Forge area.
Okay, once again, one of the things that we want to do, in addition to recapping, is give you the exact route of this truck. These are live pictures from Skycam 16. Apparently, this fellow has now crossed the intersection of Kaiser Avenue and Jackson Street. Is still on Kaiser Avenue, down around the area of the entrance to McDade Park, if I'm correct, and is continuing to head towards the Taylor line. This is a straight, it's about a 6-mile stretch of road that goes all the way to Old Forge. Is that right, Bob and Jack?
That's affirmative, Frank. He's out Kaiser Avenue, headed towards Taylor at the present time. Looks like he's coming up to the entrance of the warehouse area down on South Kaiser Avenue.
Okay, right. There's a trucking company to the left of him on your screen. He is now coming up to that road that would be the entrance to McDade Park and also the entrance to an industrial park. And then as he continues, he will be heading up towards Old Forge. Bob?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead.
Now, okay, he is turning again and up and towards McDade Park. And the reason he did that is from Skycam, we were able to see that police had tried to set up another roadblock, a single-car roadblock. He saw the roadblock, and of course, okay, Skycam, Jack, his front tire is blown. Okay, Jack just told me his front tire is blown. One of his tires, I guess it's the left-hand one. And police are again, the truck is now slowing. Police are trying to get up alongside of him. It just seems that there's just no way that this gentleman is going to stop unless the truck is incapacitated in some way. Again, we are heading up towards McDade Park. I'm looking ahead of the truck, and I don't see any traffic. Fortunately, nobody is on this road right now, heading up the mountain. And as you can see, police are having a heck of a time trying to get this escaped mental patient from Farview State Hospital to pull over. Frank, one other thing, if we can. Photographer Tom Hovey is now trying to give you a view of just how many police cars are involved in this chase, and I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that there's at least over a dozen. We are coming past one of the entrances to McDade Park, and continuing to head north up the mountain. We'll shortly actually be going over the Pennsylvania Turnpike here, Frank.
You know, Jack Ruland will know this, being from Scranton, that this road has been called by the neighbors around there Snake Road because it is so windy and often treacherous. Now, if as you say, one of his front tires is blown, it is going to be very difficult to maneuver on this stretch of road. This heads up towards the falls area. It goes up through some of the wooded area. As you say, it's going to go up towards the pass through the mountains in that part of West Mountain, actually, of Scranton, up towards the Wyoming County area. And again, it is known as Snake Road because it winds and it curves and it's very narrow. So let's just hope, as you said, that there's no traffic and that these police who are in pursuit are able to stop this truck. Bob?
Police are you can see right now, Frank, possibly police are trying to fire another shot into the truck. There's a Scranton police car directly behind the truck. The officer, he just fired one shot. Let's see if he's going to fire again. He's got his service revolver pulled. We're directly overhead. The police officer apparently is going to try to fire another shot, taking aim here. Apparently aiming at the tires, trying to disable the truck so police can take this escaped mental patient into custody, Frank.
Bob, that brings up a good question. Are these all state police cars? You mentioned Scranton. Who is in pursuit?
Well, right now, in the lead car is a marked car from the Scranton Police Department, and behind them mostly is marked and unmarked cars of the Pennsylvania State Police, along with some local police from Lackawanna County.
That was an unbelievable picture that photographer Tom Hovey gave us. It looks to me like there's almost 24 cars. This is like a parade, Bob. How many can you guess?
Okay, I said probably around a dozen before. Jack Ruland indicated it was more like 25, so that could be. Now, ahead of us, we have a car coming down Snake Road, a civilian coming down Snake Road. Hopefully, he'll stay in his lane, and the escaped mental patient will stay in his lane, and we won't have some real problems here. You're able to take a look at it now. Again, these are live pictures from Skycam 16 as we continue to head north on Snake Road. The police officer directly in back of the truck apparently is going to fire another shot from what we're able to see.
Bob, two things. First of all, if you would again recap this episode, and number two, I have a question. You have mentioned on a couple of different occasions where police have indeed fired shots at the tires. This is a very remote area of Scranton, not too many houses as people can see. Have they been waiting for opportunities like this when there's no one around to take these shots?
Well, Frank, from what we've been able to see from the Skycam, most of the shots that have been fired in this desolate section. However, from what we were able to see from the Skycam, a Scranton police officer did fire a shot in a relatively heavily populated area before. I think you saw that before, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, if you would, recap this episode for us again so that people who are just joining us for these live Newswatch 60 reports can understand what is happening.
Okay, right now there's another car coming down towards the mental patient's truck. I think, yeah, Jack, I think you're right. He did hit him. To recap quickly, what you're looking at, first of all, are live pictures from Skycam 16. This is on Snake Road, just outside of Scranton. Driving the truck that you see is an escaped mental patient from Farview State Hospital who escaped this morning while apparently being transported from Farview to the Scranton State General Hospital. Right now, we have probably 20 to 25 marked and unmarked police units in pursuit of this escaped mental patient. We do know that the mental patient apparently was arrested, at least in the past, on felony charges. We do not know what those felony charges are. This gentleman has run several roadblocks. He has hit several cars. Police have been firing shots trying to disable the truck, but so far, no luck. Again, we're on Snake Road. You are seeing live pictures from Skycam 16. We're up here with pilot Jack Ruland and photographer Tom Hovey. Tom is giving us some excellent pictures. You're seeing it as it's happening.
I would also like to say that is a pretty nice piece of flying, Jack Ruland. You've been able to follow this truck right through the route. Bob, it may be difficult to answer this question, but it would almost appear from the way the roadblocks were set up that police not only tried to stop him, but if they couldn't steer him away from the residential sections, was there any sense that they tried purposely to get him up into these desolate areas and at least get him away from the houses and the cars?
Frank, I don't really think police, well, I'm sure police wanted to do that, but I don't really think they could really steer him any one way, because it would seem that every time they set up a roadblock, he would turn, but, he could, go either way and end up again in a residential area. So I think police were trying to do their best and trying to get this gentleman out of a residential area. Fortunately, that is what has happened. He's just, what you're seeing right now, by the way, is a truck which was going southbound on Snake Road, pulled over. a good thing he pulled over because from what it looks like from the Skycam here, this escaped mental patient might have hit him head on. Again, you're looking at Snake Road outside of Scranton. This is a very desolate area, fortunately, so if police have to do anything as far as firing shots to disable the truck or whatever, I don't think they're going to have too much to worry about as far as hurting anyone else. I should stress, though, we're heading towards the top of the mountain here, and we are going to be getting into an area where there are some homes. So, Frank, that's the latest we have. We're going to stay with us as long as you want us to. And, again, you're looking at live pictures. As it's happening, you're seeing it.
Well, our feeling is, Bob, as long as this is happening and we've got so many police cars and it's possible that they will stop this truck at any moment, we'd like to stay with this for the benefit of the people who are watching us as long as we can, as long as the live pictures can be provided, because I think now, as you said, we're coming into an area where there are homes. Again, if I can just try and recap this route. The gentleman who was in that truck, and again, right now we don't have an identification on him. We only know that he was a patient, an inmate at the Farview State Hospital for the criminally insane. For some reason, had been at the Scranton State General Hospital, escaped from whomever was watching him, got into this truck, went through the city of Scranton, then wound up coming up Oak Street, off Main Avenue, after going through downtown Scranton and back Main Avenue, up Oak Street to Kaiser Avenue in Scranton, then down towards the Morgan Highway, back Kaiser Avenue, up to what is called Snake Road. Now, I'm not sure the exact name of the road, but it's called Snake Road. It's the road that you would use to get to McDade Park in Lackawanna County. Now, he went up that road, and that's where he is right now. He has been on that road for several miles, and now he is coming in to an area that my best guess would be around Falls Township. And Jack Ruland and Bob Reynolds in the helicopter can correct me on that. But as you see now, we are coming into some farmland, and there are some homes. We've got at least, according to Newswatch 16 team in the helicopter, at least a dozen, maybe 2 dozen police cars that are pursuing him. Bob, maybe you and Jack can give us an update on exactly where he is right now.
Want to take it, Frank, we just crossed the top of the mountain, and we're going to be starting down the other side. We're going through a residential area. I don't know what the name of the area is, but we'll try to keep it in sight for you so you can see what's going on.
It's possible it could also be the new
truck is slowing. The truck is slowing, Frank. Well, he was slowing. Police are trying to get around him, but to no avail.
It may be difficult for us to gauge this from the pictures we're seeing, but any idea how fast this truck is traveling, Bob?
Oh, boy. I would say 40, 45 miles an hour. What do you think, Jack?
I'd say 45 to 60 miles an hour is his top speed right now. His left front tire is blown out.
So he is riding on a rim then. This tire is flat, is that right?
That's affirmative. It is flat.
And he does seem to be, unless the way I see it, Jack, it seems to be that he is slowing for some reason. He doesn't seem to be going as fast as he was before.
I don't think he can maintain control as well as he could before when he had full steering.
Of course, there's another difficulty. In the city, the police were able to communicate with truckers and try and set up roadblocks. Here, it's very isolated. As you can see down the road from Skycam 16, is there anything set up? And maybe you can tell us what that police car is doing. It appears to be moving out.
Yeah, we are looking ahead. We can see probably a mile or two ahead of us down the road, and I don't see any police units ahead of him at all. I think the situation here, Frank, you're in a very desolate area, and because we're coming down the other side of the mountain, because this is such a desolate area, I think we have a majority of the police units in Lackawanna County behind the truck. I don't think physically there's any way right now, unless they can coordinate things, to get a roadblock in front of this guy. Keep in mind, there's a lot of side roads that he can turn, so they might be able to set up now he is turning now. As a matter of fact, he's turning onto another road. And Jack, you have any idea what road that is? Or maybe Frank, back there, you have an idea. I don't know.
I have a guess that he is up in and around the Newton Ransom area, and now he's in the middle of farmlands. That would be the upper portions of Lackawanna County. Jack, it appears if he stays where he's going to be up in and around heading towards Tunkhannock. Is that right?
Right now he's on a secondary road which winds back into the mountainous area behind Falls and Ransom. I don't know the exact name of the area back here, but it is really out in the bush.
Yeah, it really is. And again, if any of you are watching us, perhaps you own some of the farmland up here, I believe the police would advise you to stay indoors. As this truck continued the route, Newswatch 16's Bob Reynolds mentioned that some people were standing outside, and I don't think that would be a good idea. You see that this truck has no regard for the police that are trying to stop him and pursuing him. Bob, I asked you a question about that unmarked car. Any idea who is in that car? Is that state police or Scranton police? We also saw him pass that truck or try to get alongside of it on Kaiser Avenue and then had to pull back in. Maybe you can tell us its role in this case.
Yeah, it's my understanding, Frank, that that is an unmarked state police car. There are probably either uniformed or non-uniformed. Chances are it's probably non-uniformed state police officers in there. I don't know why they tried to pull up alongside of them other than to try to disable the truck. As we mentioned before, for anybody just tuning in, this is an escaped mental patient from Farmview State Hospital who apparently commandeered this truck earlier today. Police have been trying to pull him over. They have fired several shots into the truck. Apparently, they were successful in blowing out one tire. Keep in mind, this truck is basically operating with one flat tire right now, and it's amazing at the speeds that he is reaching that he is able to keep that thing under control. Right now, we're in a mountainous area in the probably the Newton Ransom area, heading down the side of the mountain, and it doesn't look, unless something really changes up here, I don't think police are going to be able to pull him over very quick.
Okay, it's just about 11 o'clock. We want to let you all know that you are watching a special report on WNEP-TV Channel 16. And, of course, these are live pictures from Skycam 16. And, again, if you are just joining us, if perhaps you have heard about what is happening and you've tuned us in to get the latest live pictures from Skycam 16, the best location we can give you is a rural road in the area of perhaps Newton Ransom Township. What you see there in these live pictures from Skycam 16 is a truck approximately the size of a tractor trailer that is being pursued. Every car that you see pursuing it there just about is a police car trying to stop this truck. They have been pursuing it for about 90 minutes now, from what I understand, since about 9:30 this morning. As you heard Newswatch 16's Bob Reynolds say, this is an inmate from the Farmview State Correctional Institute in Waymart. For some reason, that person was at the Scranton State General Hospital, got away from guards, got into this truck, ran through Scranton, and is now in the Newton Ransom area on this rural road in the farmlands, as you can see, and the police are still trying to stop him. Bob Reynolds, you're in this helicopter. You and pilot Jack Ruland and photographer Tom Hovey have been following this route for a good portion of an hour now. Where did you pick up this route, and where did it take you? If you can perhaps recap that.
Okay, Jack, Frank. The first time we saw the truck, he was in pursuit, or state police officers were pursuing him, approximately 3 or 4 cars. He was in the Music area, and he then got on Route 81 southbound at Music in Lackawanna County. He then turned around, proceeded northbound, eventually made his way through Central City, Scranton, some very, very heavily populated areas of the Scranton area. He did, part of the truck did come apart for some reason, did hit several cars. The police tried to coordinate things with apparently a trucker.
The area of the old Ransom home.
Okay, he is.
Ransom home. Okay, that's where we are, Newton Ransom Township. Jack Ruland, since you have been following this route, have any police officials tried to communicate with you, or is there any way that you've been able to assist them in this?
Now, the only thing we are doing at the present time is keeping everything in sync. There are 2 police cars ahead of us. It looks.
All right, once again, I want to explain that because this is happening as you're seeing it. This is live right now. Again, you have been hearing our recaps telling you about this hijacked truck. This is a prisoner from the Farmview State Hospital in Waymart. That is an institution for the criminally insane. From what we understand, these are early indications. The person was at the Scranton State Hospital, got into this truck, took it through Scranton, headed up towards the Mid-Valley.
If I can interrupt.
Go ahead, please.
Police have just set up 1, 2, 3 cars. The police officers have gotten out of their cars. You can see that, but he's avoiding the roadblock again. He's going into a field now. He's going into a field. It looks like he's almost losing control of the truck. I think this is it. I don't think he's going to be able to. The truck has stopped. The truck has stopped. Police officers are now running towards the truck. You are seeing live pictures from Skycam 16.
All right, now we're losing some of the audio, but we're staying with the picture. There you see police. There you see the truck. It is stopped in a field. As you heard, as we get this audio problem fixed, you see the police coming up alongside.
The truck, Frank. Police are now approaching the truck. They have their weapons drawn, as you can see. They're apparently ordering the suspect out of the truck. They have him out of the truck. They've got him on the ground. From what we're able to see, apparently no shots were fired. Police now are converging on the area. They've got the suspect on the ground and appears in custody.
Okay, these are unbelievable pictures, ladies and gentlemen. This is happening right now. These are live pictures. Skycam 16 is overhead right now. The truck has been stopped. The police officials are there. That is Skycam 16 live picture right now. We are going to conclude this special live report, but we will have a complete recap and a series of reports at 12 noon on Newswatch 16 midday. I think we should say thank you to Jack Ruland, an excellent job of flying, giving us the details here, and of course Newswatch 16's Bob Reynolds in the helicopter, and photographer Tom Hovey. Again, quickly, before we rejoin the network, let me just tell you once again what happened if you've joined us late. From what we understand, this was a person who was committed to the Farview State Hospital for the criminally insane in Waymart, who was at the Scranton State Hospital undergoing treatment for whatever, we don't know. Somehow got away from people guarding him, got into that truck, which we understand may be some sort of a delivery truck for linens for hospitals, took us through Scranton, headed towards Wilkes-Barre, got back through Central City, Scranton, went through Greenridge, headed towards Mid-Valley, went back up towards Kaiser Avenue, went back towards the Lackawanna County community of Taylor, and then up a section called Snake Road, which is around McDade Park, finally up to the Falls area and Newton Ransom Township, and there you just saw the live pictures moments ago, finally stopped the truck in a field. We will have more at 12 noon on Newswatch 16 midday. We'll let you know exactly what happened from that point on. The police are on the scene right now. I'm Frank Andrews. This has been a Newswatch 16 special report. We now go back to our regular scheduled programming and then the trivia track.